Hello again and welcome to Money Matters. People are creating businesses that make the world a better place and make money. It's called social entrepreneurship. Zela reports on young startup founders who are trying to make a positive impact on society and the environment.
Excited visitors. Solutions for the lab. Tests for pets. At the HKUST Information Day, young entrepreneurs are showing off their startups. Many want to make the world a better place. One startup wants to solve the problem of plastic waste. Aditi Deodar is a graduate student and a social entrepreneur. She and her classmate were upset by the increase in plastic trash in the early days of the pandemic.
A lot of people coming through to Hong Kong, and they had to quarantine for 21 days. And they really had to use a lot of plastic disposable tableware. And we really saw this waste piling up back then. And then we realized it's not just the waste coming from quarantine, but it's also a more broader Hong Kong issue, because even the residents of Hong Kong use a lot of takeaway plastic tableware. This was a really bad problem, and it needed to be resolved.
They created a solution to minimize disposable plastic tableware: edible cutlery.
Yeah, essentially the base is wheat flour. And we make it in molds, customized molds, so that they sit in a perfect shape like this, which is for you to use. Specifically, this is for drinks and desserts.
They've had to teach people how to use the products.
People are really surprised when they hear that you can actually eat it. This concept is really foreign to them, so we have to really educate them about how to use it. So when it comes to the cup, you just pour your drink or your yogurt or your ice cream in this, and then you can eat from it. And then once you're done, you can actually start eating the cup itself.
110 milliliters in volume. 我食咗佢啊！我都覺得佢好好食啊！
The cutlery is made in India and shipped to Hong Kong. So far, they have 2 clients.
Recently, we partnered with a property developer. Basically, they have a sustainable Christmas gift set for their employees, and our cutlery is part of this gift set. And then before that, we actually partnered with an investment bank. Their employees were able to try our dessert spoons with a variety of different desserts, and then actually also eat the dessert spoon itself.
Their cups cost about $4 each. Disposable paper cups in the local market cost about $1 each. While not everyone is willing to pay more for cutlery, Aditi says her products are best suited for people who want to make a sustainable impact. In the new year, the startup wants to partner with restaurants and ultimately replace existing tableware with its products.
We actually attend a lot of events and pitching it to all of the stakeholders, potential customers that come there. And that's how we generate business leads. And then we, reach out to them by email, get their contacts, set up a meeting, show our products to them, and see their feedback. So actually approaching big businesses was a little bit difficult initially. As student entrepreneurs, it's not very easy to get these contacts.
Unless business takes off, Aditi and her partners plan to finish their academic studies and run the startup part-time.
What we call the startup zone.
Donnie Su leads the entrepreneurship programs at Hong Kong UST. He says social entrepreneurship is an evolution of community service.
Students in the past, they may just offer their service hour to do some service for a particular group of people in the society. But nowadays, they can actually adopt business model or financial model with also maybe entrepreneurship elements into the operation so that they can be more sustainable financially.
In the last 2 years, about 10% of the startups created at HKUST are trying to be sustainable or focused on the social good of the enterprise.
Very commonly, for those social entrepreneurship development, we'll think about how we can help people. People, for example, the elderly people, those with health issues, or those with physical challenges, or even for sustainable environmental issues that they would like to address too.
In a different part of town, these City University students are working on a startup which saves energy. Shirley Du is a second-year PhD student in the School of Energy and Environment. She's an expert in smart windows.
Windows is the most energy inefficient component in buildings. Like it consumes about like 50% of the building energies. So that's why like we've been doing research about like the window energy efficiency for like a lot of years.
She and her partner developed this window. Imagine it on a building. On a hot day, this window will turn color when the temperature reaches 35 degrees Celsius.
Once it turns this translucent color, what does it do? What's the purpose of this?
So like about like 70% of the sunlight will be blocked. Yeah, and the transmittance will be only about like 20% or something. Yeah.
And so it makes the indoor temperature cooler.
Exactly. The indoor air temperature will be reduced by about 4 degrees. Yeah.
4 degrees?
Yes, 4 degrees.
And the goal is hopefully we use less air conditioning.
Exactly, and based on our simulation results, like we expect to save about 10% of the building energy that we use for AC systems.
The startup was registered in September. She and her business partner are working on the next generation of the window that doesn't block the view.
This current generation of the product, it still blocks your view, right? When it changes color, because it shows this like milky white opaque state. So that's why like, most of the people would be like, oh, I still want to see like outside when even if it's hot. So maybe like for the residential rooms, it's not that suitable.
They've received $300,000 of capital, and they plan to use it on growing the business.
We also plan to buy like a better machine, like for the mass production of our products, because for now we're still using like the small scale, like lab grade machines, which are not like really suitable for the commercialization, and we might need to like recruit some people for the business part, because like most of our members are like we don't really know much about like the financial or like the administrative works.
They are looking for partnerships with property developers to test the long-term performance of their products. While there is still a long way to go before they are ready to sell their smart windows, they have big goals.
Our project, we mainly hope for it can contribute like to the energy saving or like the sustainability development in Hong Kong.
Donnie thinks that social entrepreneurship has a lot of potential amongst young people in the SAR.
Hong Kong has a lot of NGOs. There are a lot which are very caring about the society. With this setting, with this ecosystem, and also with a lot of good talent, the people, if we can promote the concept of a social entrepreneurship, I think we will be able to be more capable in providing financial support to those good-hearted generation and young people in carrying out their ideas in the society.
Today is the second day the border with China has been opened, a move the chief executive hopes will bring normalcy back to Hong Kong. In the initial phase, quota arrangements on travelers will be in place and the frequency of sea, land, and air transport will be adjusted to meet demand. The head of the International Monetary Fund has painted a grim picture for the global economy in 2023. Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva says weakening activity in the US, Europe, and China means a tough year overall. The chief cause is the ongoing recovery from the global COVID pandemic. The outlook remains uncertain even as China announced it had entered a new phase of its anti-COVID efforts in a dash to reopen its economy and society. The IMF predicts China's GDP in 2022 will lag forecasts and may also come in below the global pace. U.S. growth may still weaken as the Fed continues to tame inflation, while Europe suffers the impact of Russia's war in Ukraine. The Fed has lifted its benchmark policy rate from near zero in March to the current range of 4.25 to 4.50%. Georgieva says as China opens up and COVID cases rise, the impact on national growth would be negative, affecting the region and the world. In its October global forecast, the IMF projected growth of 4.4% for China in 2023. That figure is likely to be cut when the IMF unveils its revised outlook for global growth later this month. Canada has moved to temporarily bar most foreigners from purchasing residential property in the country. The measure will be enforced for at least 2 years and had initially been proposed by the Liberal government in 2021. It aims to tackle soaring home prices in Canada as the country grapples with high inflation. But critics say the country would have been better served if the government had boosted the construction of affordable housing.
Coming up on Money Matters, high interest rates continue to knock the stuffing out of property prices, including some luxury flats in Kowloon. Stay with us. Welcome back to Money Matters. Amid a declining property market, high interest rates are expected to impact the market well into 2023. Alice Khan checked out a flat in a traditionally high-end area in Kowloon, where the homeowner is not optimistic about the outlook. The name of the game here is discount.
At the foot of Lion Rock Mountain, Kowloon Tong is a low-density residential area. It is south of the Lion Rock, north of Boundary, east of the East Rail Line, and west of Grampian Road. The majority of Kowloon Tong is in the Kowloon City district, so it is very close to the busy streets of Kowloon City, where it has many stores selling local items and is famous for Thai food. The roads and streets in Kowloon Tong are largely named after places in Britain. We explored property on Grampian Road. Currently, some old residential buildings were bought up by developers and turned into new projects. The older buildings here are around 50 years or more. Their prices are lower. This 49-year-old low-rise block provides 23 residential units with saleable areas that range from 876 square feet to 1,769 square feet. The one we visited is an 876 square foot apartment. The owner is asking $15 million inclusive of a car park space. Agent Vincent Tang showed us around the flat.
This living area is almost 200 square feet.
What's the efficiency rate?
The efficiency rate of this flat is almost 90%, because for older building usually have high efficiency, whereas the new one is only around 70.
Then the wall here is quite wide. What's the width of this wall?
The width of this wall is almost 10 feet. You can put a big sofa here.
How many people can fit here?
You can put an 8 people sofa. Even you can put 2 more chairs here.
On the other side, the wall is more than 20 feet long. The owner made space for a piano and built a lot of cabinets along the wall.
Hanging cabinets actually make the space less spacious.
You can demolish all the cabinets and the area will become bigger and the furniture you can move around.
Okay. Then what sort of furniture we can put here?
You can put a grandmother clock, and also some vintage cabinets.
The layout of the living area is rectangular and is 11 feet wide. Plenty of room to walk around the furniture.
Actually, this flat is quite, it's kind of a very normal, very regular flat. What's so special about this unit?
And let me show you the special features. This is a folding door. It can fully open. And as you can see, this is a balcony. The size is 20 square feet.
But it's only 20 square feet. You can't use it.
You can enjoy the view and also the sunshine and also the breeze.
Residents can enjoy a view of the Lion Rock Mountain and an open city view. Plenty of light comes into the flat.
But there is a construction going on there. Then would the view be affected in future?
Possibly, But also, if there's a new building, the old one here is you can enjoy the price going up.
Next, we looked at the rest of the flat.
Vincent, where's the dining area?
It's over here. As you can see, this one is an L-shaped. The dining area is around 80 square feet. It fits big enough to fit 8 people round dining table.
Then actually this area, well, if there's a family with kids, can this area turn into a children play zone?
Sure, if the future buyer places a tent or maybe stuffed animals, you can make it as a children play zone.
How many bedrooms in this flat?
This flat has 3 bedrooms and 1 ensuite.
Okay, show me that.
Here.
At 28 square feet. The kitchen is equipped with appliances and a big oven. And there's a maid ensuite behind the kitchen. In general, the whole flat is clean and in good shape.
Vincent, now the landlord is asking 50 million, but the market is not that favorable. Would he willing to reduce the price?
Alice, actually the landlord have already reduced the price from 19 million to now 15 million. It is a very reasonable price. The bank valuation is around 18 million, and the price is still negotiable.
Actually, why did he willing to reduce the price?
Because for the convict and not many people can come out to real flat, and also the interest rate hiked. There's a lot of concerns about from the buyer. The market may go down. That's why the owner willing to reduce the price to attract more buyers.
But this is very old.
Yes, but the newer buildings, there's another new building around the corner. They are asking around 34,000 per square feet, and they are only 400-ish, 2 rooms. And this one is 800 square feet, over 800 square feet with 3 rooms and 3 bathrooms.
Surveyor Kit Jung worked out the valuation for the flat.
Today's asking price at about $15 million is more achievable under the current market. After deducting the value of the car parking space, which is estimated at around $2.5 million, unit rates at around $14,000 per square foot. For the newly completed residential building in that area, the unit price can be in the range of $25,000 per square foot to $28,000 or $9,000 per square foot. So when compared with the old residential block, actually almost double.
Kit says the flat may not be sold easily even after the border with China reopens.
Today's market, which is subject to a very low volatility, the transaction period, which is long, so I guesstimate that it will still take around 4 to 6 months to dispose this unit to the market. This area is a traditional residential area. I don't think the reopening of the border will benefit this district immediately that fast, but I think it will take time. Yeah, after the reopening of the border, if the general economy in Hong Kong, which is keep improving, and the real estate market is keep improving, this will help to benefit the housing price in this district as well, but not in a short time frame.
He says the downside of old buildings is that they do not have amenities such as a clubhouse or shuttle bus. Transportation-wise, it's quite far away from the Sun Wong To MTR station, so residents have to either drive or rely on public minibuses. Brazil paid a final tribute to football legend Pelé as he was laid to rest in his hometown of Santos. Brazil's newly inaugurated president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, was among the hundreds of thousands of people who paid their respects. The sports legend is being buried in the city of Santos, where he grew up, became famous, and helped make into a global capital of his sport. His body will rest in a unique place, the world's tallest vertical cemetery. Pelé was buried on the 9th floor of the facility. With 14 floors, it became the first vertical cemetery in Latin America and was chosen by the Guinness Records as the tallest cemetery in the world. The cemetery built 2 bronze statues of the star at the entrance that tourists can visit. The huge white building has a total area of 40,000 square meters, more than 14,000 vaults, a tropical garden, and a classic car museum.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. Next week, Money Matters returns, same time, same place. Bye for now.